This is Jenny Whisker from Leeds Irish Health and Homes, sitting with the Lord Mayor of Leeds, Councillor Jim McKenna, and Lady Mayoress of Leeds, Councillor Andrea McKenna, on their last day of tenure. Firstly, how are you feeling about it being the last day of your tenure?
We are really looking forward to a holiday. It's been very intense. We have loved every minute of our term of office. We met some fantastic people, but a year is a long time. We've done something like almost 800 engagements, and we now feel that the holiday seems to beckon to us very, very strongly at the moment.
Well, we're totting up the numbers as we speak for the amount that has been raised for the Lord Mayor's charity. Both of you must be very proud of that. It's a great achievement.
Extremely proud. I mean, we found out this morning that we'd got over the 45,000 target, which at one time was looking a very distant amount, but 45,000 for the two charities and £45,000 for the Pakistani flood appeal. So I think we've done an absolutely wonderful job with the people that we've had the help from.
And can I ask you, why did you choose Leeds Irish Health and Homes and Relate? What was it about those charities? Okay,
well, maybe if we deal with it separately, I'll talk about Irish Health and Homes, and the Lady Mayoress can talk about Relate. Well, I've given this answer so many times, I'm sure people know it off by heart. But I had come to work in this in England from Dublin when I was 16. I worked on construction for a while, and it's a very dysfunctional lifestyle. It means that you work all over the country, and indeed I was on civil engineering then. I did work all over the country, Newcastle, Scotland, Warrington. And when you're in digs, you tend to not have any home life. And unfortunately, after hard day's work, and we worked very hard, we used to retreat to the pubs, and it might be 2 o'clock in the morning when we got home. And then we'd be up at 7 starting all over again. And of course you can do that type of thing when you're young, you've no problem. But a lot of my generation weren't as lucky as me, I guess. They never married, they never had a woman to look after them, and they continued in that lifestyle well into middle age and late middle age, and started suffering from ill health, mental illness, and unfortunately some alcoholism. And Irish Health and Homes is one of the organisations that understands that issue very well and deal with it very appropriately. And I feel in some ways that, there by the grace of God go I. So I'm lucky that my life has turned out how it is. But I feel a little obliged to help people like that who are much worse off than I am.
Relate Leeds, been a director for 8 years, and very much like Jim, is an organisation that was close to my heart, more specifically with the domestic violence unit, which I was part of getting involved with. And Relate deals with much more issues than just the domestic violence. It deals with alcoholism, drug abuse. And one of the best things I think that has come out is the counselling that we give into high schools. So that was the reason why I felt we should support Relate Leeds.
And wider than the charities as well this year, both of you have been very much involved with the Irish community. Andrea, that must have been be interesting to be thrown into the middle of all these Irish events. So out of everything that you did this year with the Irish community in Leeds, which do you think is the most memorable for both of you?
I think the most memorable for me was the first night when we went to the 40th anniversary of the Irish Centre, and we were greeted with the red carpet, and we were treated like we were royalty. And for some very, very strange reason, the Irish community and the Irish Centre have this idea that I actually am Irish.
Adopted Irish, maybe.
Yes, but lots of them actually think I'm Irish, and even though I keep saying I'm not Irish, they still associate me with Ireland. So I've just now given up and accept that I'm Irish.
Have you tried a Dublin accent yet?
No. I can't get over that.
Oh, yeah.
That Cass accent, sorry.
I think only Dubliners can do a Dublin accent. Yeah. I need about 4 pints of Guinness before I lapse into mine. But there has been so many occasions with the Irish community and how they've made us feel, And I think probably the most surprising one for me was when I was actually off duty as the Lord Mayor. In August we went to Galway for a few days, and because everybody in Leeds comes from Ballina and Mayo in that area, we decided we'd spend 3 days in Ballina, and we just booked a holiday there as Jim and Andrea, not as a Lord Mayor. And we found that everybody knew us, you know, and we went into a pub and they knew us as the Lord Mayor and Lady Mayoress of Leeds. And I asked this woman in Murphy's pub, how do you know who we are? And she said, sure, you're always on the front page of the Western People. And it brought home to me, you know, the connection between Leeds and Ballina is just so strong. And throughout the year, that's been reinforced on many occasions. I did a civic visit to Ballina where I was welcomed by the council. We established friendship links between the two. I think we've opened up, I guess, channels that will mean cultural, art and educational exchanges will happen between the two towns. And indeed, the Mayor of Ballina has come over here on 2 occasions for our religious Thanksgiving sermon, and on another occasion. And I think we've grown very, very, very close to that community in Mayo, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place, which I know we will visit again.
I remember at the start of this year asking you, when we were deciding, kind of planning what we wanted to go ahead with, how would you like to be remembered and your legacy? What was your answer to that question then, and do you feel like you've been allowed to do that over the past year?
I can't actually remember my answer, but I'm sure you've got it written down, Jenny, knowing you. But I do remember 1 or 2 very searching questions, and I think you were looking at us and judging if we were worth supporting, you know, being the type of person you are. And I think what you realise, that like you, we're very much a people's person, and we love being with communities and people, and we love doing.
I think that's what we said.
It may well have been
I think
that.
there was something similar to that.
Lines.
You know, if in 12 months' time we can turn around and say, well, this is what we've achieved.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all about money. It was nice, yes, making the money, but it was more about what the impacts that we could make on the community.
Yeah, I think it will have been like that, and I think probably we've achieved that. And the other thing, of course, is we did try to. It's a strange way to sort of unite the Irish community and bring them together and realise that you know, we have a very, very proud cultural heritage, and I think maybe reminding all ourselves that we're Irish, because if you live over here 40 years and you don't meet many fellow countrymen and women, you tend to drift into the native population. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Yorkshire people are fantastic, but you do at times, I think, forget your Irish culture, and maybe rediscovering that and realising how much we have in common with such a large Irish community in Leeds. We estimate it's about 70,000 strong. I think has not only been good for us, but I think it's been good for the Irish community itself.
Definitely.
That must be something that you are incredibly proud of. I mean, were you ever as conscious of being an Irishman as you have been in the last year with all the work that you've done with the Irish community in Leeds?
Wow. I think there's only one answer to that, and the answer to that, no, I probably wasn't. But leading the parade on St. Patrick's Day was absolutely amazing. You know, here I was, Leeds' first citizen, an Irishman born in Dublin, and celebrating Irish Cultural Day, St. Patrick's Day, or Saint. I mean, they don't even do that for St. George's Day, do they? You know, it's a very low-key affair, but St. Patrick's Day all over the world is a big occasion. And to be able to do that was amazing, and meet so many Irish groups and wonderful Irish dancers, the Tierney School of Dancing.
The ladies from the Tuesday Club in the green hats.
The ladies from the Tuesday Club doing their line dancing in Millennium Square. We were able to open the Civic Hall for them so they could come in and get changed in there. And to see them all there dancing on Millennium Square was really, really quite amazing. Very proud of them.
What's nice talking to you both now is every time you talk about events, you can see you're both smiling and being very happy remembering back on it, which is great for the Irish community as well to have that association. And building on the foundations of this year, what are your hopes for all those different Irish groups in Leeds? Are you hoping that they'll continue to work together? And what type of things would you like them to do in the years to come?
Well, I'd like them to work together. I think it's very important that we remember our cultural heritage and we do work together. I'd like my charity, Irish Health and Homes, to continue to be supported by the Irish community. You get a feeling that maybe the Irish community had forgotten about their own a little bit there, and they're probably on the radar now. And the Irish community is a very, very generous community, but I think we have to think sometimes of our own and less fortunate people. A lot of us come over here to work, and many of us do well, and our children usually do well in education, but there's a lot that fall by the wayside. A lot of people have fallen into the gap, and hopefully in the Irish consciousness in Leeds we might remember that, and there are Irish charities that we should also think about supporting.
Well, from our point of view, from Leeds Irish Health and Homes, from all our clients and our staff, we have to say a massive thank you to both of you for the support that you've shown us over the last year, and we look forward to continuing that friendship and relationship in the years to come. Thank you very much.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.